you ever thought of tall tales and wondered what it was that made them tall? Today I'll be discussing with you all a man who could give you a whole new look on life. William Cooper was a conspiracy theorist who I believe that everyone should have the privilege to know of, whether his words are true or not. I have studied his research and listened to his radio show, his speeches, and interviews. In order for you all to better understand who William Cooper was, I will be going over important aspects of his childhood, his adult life, and finally his death. I'd like to get things started with letting you all know a little bit about Cooper's background and how it had an effect on the man who he turned out to be. As an adult, Cooper was a man who often questioned military doings. This is rather ironic because of his father's position as an Air Force colonel. In a 1992 interview with CNN, William Cooper spoke of how he had always supported the military and the government very religiously throughout his early life because of his father's position. In a book entitled Behold a Pale Horse, Cooper wrote that he joined the Air Force after graduating high school in Japan as a result of the admiration of his father. While in the military, Cooper shifted his line of work on multiple occasions. He was in the Navy, the Secret Intelligence Program, and the Air Force, just to name a few examples. He also received many awards, including the Air Force Good Conduct Medal and the Naval Achievement Medal. I read these facts in Cooper's book as well. While in the military, certain instances occurred that changed Cooper's view on the government. He told the CNN interviewer that while he was on a transit in the Portland, Seattle area, he saw an extraterrestrial vehicle emerge from the water. The UFO was disc-shaped. He described the flying saucer as having somersaulted it over itself and then proceeding to rise into the sky. The UFO returned in this same fashion and then descended back into the waters. The sea literally split at the craft's arrival. He compared this event to the parting of the Red Sea. Cooper and others who witnessed this event were threatened with imprisonment if they were ever to speak of this incident. This was confirmation enough that there was something to hide. He wrote about this in Behold a Pale Horse as well. While at war, on another occasion, alien aircraft had been seen hovering over a village, and it was said to have, the entire population of the village was said to have disappeared in succession to this event. This is only to name a few examples that Cooper gave. Cooper was eventually honorably discharged. After this, he began to look more into some of his observations. Cooper was a very distinguished military man. He had access to confidential information throughout his service years. He did not believe that it was right for these facts to be hidden, and he therefore spent the rest of his life sharing what he knew. And in 1998, the Hour of the Time broadcast regarding Majesty 12, Cooper stated that he learned lots of information while in the intelligence program. While in the program, he observed that most members were a part of secret societies. I found on bibliotecapleiades.net that Cooper often spoke and wrote on these societies. He often focused on the Illuminati, the Masons, the Brotherhood of the Dragon, and the Skulls and Bones. He emphasized the amount of power that these groups possess and how little knowledge that ordinary people have on them. He encouraged people to continue his research, and he cited specific documentation that would allow them to do so. Cooper made it known that if someone was in the first 3 degrees of a society, that this basically meant that they had little knowledge whatsoever of what they were actually a part of. He accused them of being fools because for committing without getting an explanation of the true habits of the society. Cooper did intensive research on Majesty 12 as well. Majesty 12 is a document that contains material on the plans for the demolition of the United States. Cooper stated that the world is supposedly going to be turned into a socialist one-world government. A council of wise men will secretly be in charge of this government, Cooper claims. He also says that a messiah will be placed at the head of the government. Cooper offered papers of proof for this theory as well. During the CNN interview that I have brought up previously, Cooper was questioned as to why he was still alive if everything that he said was treason. Cooper gave a lengthy answer in response. He explained that he had been attacked twice. In one instance, his skull was caved in, and the other, he lost his leg. The men who harmed him identified himself as members of the Defense Intelligence Agency. He hushed his opinions for 16 years following this occurrence. He decided to continue with his work after seeing a UFO magazine on shelves. This inspired him. He stated that he believes that the reason he had not been killed or arrested by the time of the 1992 interview was because that if he were to disappear, it would be confirmation to people that his words were actually true. Cooper worked on other miscellaneous cases as well. He claimed in the CNN interview that he had seen a video of Kennedy getting shot and that it contradicted with anything that the public has ever seen or heard. An article that I found on bibliotecapleiades.net also showed that he believed that the Vietnam War was actually over the Golden Triangle and oil found in the South China Sea. He also said that Nixon lied to the Americans about not having military men stationed in Cambodia and Laos. Cooper did an incredible amount of work during his short-lived life. I found a report on bibliotecapleiades.net on Cooper's death. Cooper was involved with the squabble with police on November 6, 2001. This resulted with Cooper and a policeman being shot. The policeman survived, Cooper did not. There was a lot of controversy on Cooper's death. Some say that Cooper was set up, others say that Cooper's bitter attitude and tendency to disagree easily with people is what got him killed. At the time of his death, he was in the process of creating a new theory in reference to 9/11. Cooper died respectably and will be remembered and appreciated by many. I have discussed with you all William Cooper's early life, his work as an adult, and his death. It is fair to say that he was a hardworking and noble man, and I hope that you all are curious to do some research for yourself. Keep these points in mind, because who knows, maybe it's all factual. Thank you.